Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
Advantage over Carlson on that Mbessa. K'Sante still just ubiquitous in the meta right now, has been for the last 2 years.
I think it's really important that the GX bot lane just chills here, doesn't take any poke, because as of right now, Sheo is still clearing his red side, and Closer has to move down bot side. Oh my god, Jackie's, no mana on Camilo!
No life on Jackie's! Oh my dude.
That was puzzling.
That was puzzling. Closer's on his way across. Camilo still has the flash here.
Oh no!
Oh, he flashes into a wall!
Well...
Oh, no. They're living up to the name of the lane. Right. I wonder if he was looking for the shield off the E. Yeah, he's looking to go through Camilo. That gives you a shield if you connect with someone. Doesn't get it and then just dies for it.
Yeah, and I mean, Camilo as well. This is just... I mean, it's just a happy little oopsie. There's not much to say here. Expected the flash to come out for Closer at the same time. Closer's just holding it, and then that awkward short flash that Camilo made. Well, hold up, no flash mid lane.
It's the weakness of Camilo now. Without the flash on the Victor, we talked about it in draft. He is susceptible to a lot. Tower is the final one updated on this patch, so it looks like it is going to be one part of a feat each, as Closer will take the Drake in response for those grubs.
I do wonder if Closer will get contested here, because Carlson has all the priority he needs down the bot side. Looks like that Stend is going to be recalling in that mid lane, and they're just going to trade that objective. But there was a small moment where they could have tried to create a man advantage around that Drake.
I think the risk was Flacker being up in the top lane, not having TP. He was just catching that, now pushing it out. It's going to be matched by Lot, who will catch the wave as well. Free time with that AD carry in top.
You got to hit Carlson here, because you already traded the objective, so you're happy to give away this Drake. Just look at the minimap, the way that they're scouring around the top side here. You see Closer getting Raptors right now, getting a benefit from invading, and now Carlson, no resources. He's the one with the TP, so no one's there to cover him if he were to get dived.
And that's why you see immediately Stend bases before the Dragon's even done, gets back, runs, beelines for this top lane. He's like, maybe I can help save Carlson, because if you do give him the bailout, if you bring him back to life, he has that mobility to get back into the fight and maybe pick up a kill. 2 plates currently falling for Giant X. Carlson now stepping forward, but they will see Stend coming across. And so I don't think Giant X will look for the dive. Would be greedy if they did. Would be miraculous if they managed it and got out with their life.
Well, I'm happy to have one of the highest ranked casters right next to me then to help me through this analytical game.
TP behind here. Carlson is going to try and dash around, but Jun can lock him up for a moment. Counter TP coming out. There's a Shadowing Strike. Carlson flashes early. Jackie's comes in with the Emperor's Divide. Camilo's here, but he's a little late to the party. Jun takes the kill. Giant X get their third, and with it they get that portion of the Feats of Strength. And alongside it, with only a minute before the Rift Herald, they can set up control towards this top side.
Yeah, and it's not really that big of an investment. Yeah, you use the ultimates, but it's again Knight and TP, and you'll have that up for the next, well, still going to be 5 minutes, but you happily take that. Camilo, though, can get a bit chunked here, which would give Giant X priority around that Herald.
A lot still pushing out bot. Carlson would have to use TP if he's going to match that pressure, which gives Giant X a lot of time towards the top side. A lot now moving away from that bot tower. Camilo does have the flash.
That's nice.
Sheo, there's the cease and desist going in from Closer as he looks to lock them up. Camilo diving towards the top side, but a lot with the TP behind, and now Stend is all caught out. Giant X with their second, they're looking for more. Well, the second of this prolonged fight, they're looking for more. Camilo does still have the flash, has to use it to get away from Closer, but Lot's not done. Camilo's gonna get pulled back alongside Sheo. A locked up Crescent Guard comes out, but I'm not sure it can guard you from the might of K'Sante. In the end, Lot and Closer will back away, but it's 5-1 in favor of Giant X.
But Lot has been so damn impressive, not just mechanically right there, even with the knowledge. As soon as he saw Carlson TP come through, he said, right, I'm joining you topside. That's the TP advantage we need. And they take the fight with a man advantage through Lot's aggression in bot lane.
Lot has been on absolute fire coming into the league. We heard Finn talking about him obviously in Ready Check earlier on and showing why he is a player to be talked about right now. The rest of Giant X teaming up well as well. You have to give credit to Closer, has been in the right position, the right time. Jackie's as well has been involved in 4 of their 5 kills. But now with Drake up in 42 seconds, it looks like Giant X are going to wrest control of this bot side out of Heretics' hands.
Ultimate's back up for Jackie's as well, so you still have a lot of fighting capabilities. The buy ultimate is not too far either. Just playing through that pressure once again. It's so simple for Giant X. They get mid lane priority, they move it into the jungle, and they force their opponent out.
Also shows where Giant X's priorities are. They took the tier 1 in the top side, chased for a couple of kills, then backed off the Rift Herald entirely to try and control down towards the Drake. Lot finds Sheo, and the rest of Giant X are like, oh, maybe we can make a fight happen around here. I feel it was a little greedy, but all the while, Jackie's is pushing through bot. He's got a tier 1 day of the week, especially when you already have the feats of strength for your team by taking first turret and being the first team to 3 kills. Now they'll get their second Drake on the board, and everything is coming up Giant X so far. For Heretics, again, a struggle of an early game, especially for Camilo. That flash burn, where he didn't get over the wall for the second kill of the game, really has cost him a lot because they were able to punish him and every day of the week.
I totally agree with you. Oh, hold up. But I also think it's the context of the expectations that were of Team Heretics. I mean, if they get top 8, I'm bringing out the champagne, dude. That's a success for me with the roster right now. As you set yourself, game's not over, and this is where they need to stabilize. This is what they were so good at doing. They did had a smolder yesterday, which made it a bit easier, but Victor is still a strong champion on the patch.
Oh, very powerful as it scales up. Chain of Corruption going wide there from Noah. It was more fishing than anything, I feel. You can do bow fishing. I see people in Canada do it from time to time. Usually you attach a rope to the end of the arrow, though, and they can't pull the Chain of Corruption back after you have unleashed it. So Noah still has a little bit to learn about fishing strategies if he's going to continue to do that.
Yeah, it's not as easy as just playing Jax and fishing in the early game. Sten, though, fishing, finding Closer.
Closer's going to get pulled back here with a handshake. Hostile takeover coming out as well, and Closer was very greedy here. Flacker needs another auto or a missile. Doesn't have one in the tank, but he gets the auto for the shutdown. That was... I always forget the colors. Pretty sure that's Voracious. That's
yeah, it is, because it doesn't make sense to me that it's Voracious, because I feel like it's been a slow game, so why is it so Voracious? But
well, okay, so Voracious is hungry, right?
Oh, yes.
So
which I totally knew when I said that. Right.
So it's Voracious. It's like, give me more action, which is why you get the Voracious Artican.
Right. So far, Rift Tower getting spawned in mid lane. Let's see what happens here.
Well, the tower is going to die as Heretics secure it, and that looks to be all they wanted out of the push. So they have used their Rift Tower to get a tower. They were even out on 2 towers apiece. Now they'll try and use the pressure they got from that mid lane to get some vision down towards this bottom side, or at least that's where the pings were for now. You can see Carlson flanking, but might end up finishing this and Sten coming across here. And Giant X starting up the Artican. It looks like Heretics might want a piece of this action. You do feel if they don't win this fight, it's a slow bleed out from here. Camilo looking for that flank position, flashes up across the board, apart from Flackhead. Jun has that flash engage possibility. Lot going in, gets the lockup onto Camilo. The cease and desist coming out as well as Camilo's forced to flash to the rest of his team. Artican's patience ran out. Not enough action happening for them.
That was a perfect flank. Why was no one there to follow up on that? Why wasn't that communicated? He was behind them. I feel like Camilo should have been 100% dead there. But Artican is starting up again. And resets has come through from Team Heretics.
They have the double TP, but it looks like they're just giving up the ghost on Artican. It will be secured by Giant X. Sten puts a bit of vision down. Now a couple of pings coming out. Camilo's still pathing up towards top. It does have that teleport. Teleport coming out from Lots as he's going to act as a bouncer. That Artican's already gone. Sheo locked up by Jun. Artican secured by Giant X, and now they have the false life, and they can take the fight to Heretics. The knockback with the Empress Divide on Camilo. Sheo's locked up as well. Giant X looking for more. They'll find 2 so far. Sten flashes away, but Noah's still there for the chase, and I'm not sure Sten is going to stand much longer. A double for Noah. Giant X just sweep away Heretics in the river.
Oh, it's a horror. Team Heretics finally crumbles. TP's coming through after the objective's gone down, then the fight. And to make matters worse, as you rightly found out, Baron is spawning.
Well timed by Giant X. Looks like they're just going to start up the Baron immediately. Lot doesn't have TP, but he is recalling because they see Carlson in the bot side. They see Flackhead in mid. It's like, is Flackhead really going to be able to fight against us here? Getting the Voracious Artican just allowed Lot to dive in immediately, distract Heretics, and the rest of Giant X collapse on the top side. And got engaged. They don't have great disengage either. It's so difficult for them to play a fight unless Giant X full send into them and then Sten pops the hostile takeover.
It absolutely is. And it's not like they didn't try to invade this Vi while she was in level 6, but they just couldn't get the early leads that they needed. And then GX has just been playing a fantastic game. They have been the guys that had priority in mid lane, moved that around again and again and again. And I mean, it's hard for Team Heretics now. You feel like it's already over.
And it's clean from Giant X. 26 minutes in with Baron. They are pushing in the doors. That false life about to come off. Just a moment. Jun gets a little bit more of the buff. As now we see the inhibitor falling. They still have the Baron remaining. Giant X will look for their second inhibitor as well. I feel like the forced life should have fallen off by now, but obviously my timing is slightly wrong.
I'd love a timer
It's
for
still
it.
going on, right? Jun goes in for the engage. Magnet Storm onto Kamilu. There's the Shadowing Strike. What you gonna do, Richter? Sent back to the Arcane, sent packing by Giant X. It is clean,
Oh
it is
my
methodical, a public execution is not even gonna connect. Hostile takeover only hits onto Lot, although he's been doing a bunch of work this game. I don't think it matters too much. The force line crossing the eyes right now.
A bit of predicting casting, I like
Yes,
that.
that's predictive casting right
Yes, absolutely.
I predict that Giant X will get 50 extra gold at the end of this game.
Oh, wow. I think they're going to win this one.
The fact that you get 50 gold for the Nexus kind of implies that there is some sort of extra Nexus shop that you can spend your money on, as we see Sheo dying. And yeah, I think it's going to be hard to contest Drake now.
I would agree. Unless, I mean, I've seen Piglet steal a Baron one time with like a Corky rocket.
Yeah. I've seen Gumayushi steal one as well, with a Varus Q.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sadly for Team Heretics, the Varus is on GX right now.
That is true.
That would make it very difficult.
Yeah. And the fact they have to defend topside in a 4v3.
Yeah.
Closer and Jackies will take the Drake. It will be Soul for Giant X. And now, Heretics, you're just setting up bushes. I like it, yeah, it's what you have to do. You find a small pocket of vision where you can get a small pocket of vision, and you try and find a pick, but your engage tools aren't there. You don't have easy hard CC, only the handshake really, so if Giant X are on the other side of this and they were trying to defend, they have many more ways to pull the trigger to go in for the fight, but Heretics don't really have that option at their disposal. Carlson's going to try and catch a couple of waves, and I will say the Ambassador experiment, I'm not going to say it's failed, but it hasn't really
Done anything
this game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's his fault.
No, I mean,
I'm going to stress.
It's hard to say, right? Team Heretics is players from all different systems coming into this one as well, so building up an identity can be difficult. Also, hard to execute. Jackies!
Oh, Jackies, you absolute beauty! He slides 3 back and it's all done. Sheo trying to escape, but what can you do in the face of so much hate? Only Carlson survives. He gets the shutdown, he flashes away, but Lot's having none of it. He'll chase Carlson back down, Noah walks away from it. And in the end, Giant X will get the ace. Closer will secure it. And the Nexus will fall alongside it. Noah TP's in just to add a little bit of salt on the wound. Giant X will be 4-1 at the halfway mark of the
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
Any pressure on this Gragas.
Now Nako almost a full level ahead on the Gragas there. SK tried something spicy in the early game. They've got about a 200 gold lead out of it, but now things are going to equalize as we get towards standard laning. Linz is skipping his red here to make sure he gets that first scuttle grab on the top side. Hilly down to half HP, as is Loopy. Hilly healing, jumping forward, looking for the damage onto Loopy. Concussive blows coming out. Loopy flashes, but he's still in vision. First blood, though, goes over to Rahel. Kazi tries to answer it with one of his own. Isma now coming in. Oh my god, Vitality! What were you doing?
Oh, it's close. Oh, it's close. It's important, but look at that minion wave. Look at that minion wave. If I'm Kazi right now, yes, I'm happy that I got the double kill, but I'm crying. Look at that minion wave. That is so much XP, and despite...
But with Isma on his way across, this should be a relatively simple, in inverted commas, dive. Nako hit with the grasp, now under tower. There's a cannon minion there. Loopy can tank. Cocoon goes wide. Nako still has the flash. Isma with the slow, and Nako has to invest the flash.
That's fair enough, but they're not in a position to cross-map anywhere else. The Astral's alone down in bot side, but Lince's on the Wukong, not anywhere near to actually fight it. So let's see what actually happened here. Miss in the beginning. Crucially, the auto attack does connect. But I think like this is where it gets a bit dicey. You know, enemy junglers coming down. Rahel could probably just back off into the bush where there's no vision, flash away anything on the queue. But I mean, it's unlucky as well. It's one past the mid.
Now Rahel is by himself in the bot lane. Loopy's on his way across. Rahel gets Rahel! Rahel's gonna get 2. It's a double on the tower. He'll lose the XP.
Oh, it's another horror.
But it's an absolute horror for Vitality. Oh, Rahel is just blazing them. 4-2-0 his score now, as Loopy gets back on the map immediately because there's nothing for him to do in bot.
Oh my days. I mean, if you wanted your AD carry to get ahead, I mean, why even happen? We only came through this halfway, and I mean, Rahel's doing I mean, it's a bit greedy being here in general, but somehow Kazi takes aggro.
Well, because he autos first. That's how he takes aggro. Hilly didn't get in range to get the auto down.
Oh no.
Nako's now dead in the top side as Isma gets his first of the game, and we asked for SK to come out firing. They've done exactly that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Loopy goes up, comes down, locked up with the concussive blows, down to 100 HP, but a good storm from Rika will keep Kazi at bay. Rahel jumps across, Lince's diving forward. Isma is just going to go for the grubs instead. Vitality took one of them, so SK will only be able to get 2 from this initial spawn, but Hilly and Kazi...
Are we still going? Really, Hilly? Are we still going?
I don't think we should have been. I do not think we should have still been going. I'm going to be honest.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, wasn't it yesterday that Hilly took 40 minutes until he died?
See, he's making up for that, even with him in CS yet at all, but he's managed to come back.
Yes. Yes, he has. Vitality managed to get their first drink. Let's take stock of where we are.
I think that's very healthy right now.
7 minutes in, it's a Cloud Drake to Vitality, 2 grubs to 1 in favor of SK. How much control SK have on that bot side now.
Yeah, and even with the items coming through now, Yashin's going to help you a lot going through this turret. Play coming through from Isma as well. They could dive Nako here. No one is around to defend him.
Zagragas, it's so hard to dive him. He goes in with the body slam, flashes away. Isma with the lockup, the ignite ticking, and there's the repel from Loopy to avoid the final tower shot. Hylissang and Lincus on their way across. Rahel looking for the tower. Hilly flashes forward. TP coming in. Counter TP by SK as Rahel dashes away. No flash on him now. Does have the cleanse, but Chayak puts him back. He dashes across the wall. The Cyclone will lock him up in the end, and as much as Rahel can try, he can't escape. Lincus and Chayak. Hylissang now running for the hills. Dashes back to a minion. The stun going in from Isma as well as Lincus will fall. Chayak and Hylissang trying to escape to their tower, but their tower will fall over with just a small breath of wind. A double for Rika. He's looking for more. Chayak underneath the turret can put up the sun disc. If that tower does go down, that might, can it? No, not quite. Take down the turret as of yet. Vitality unable to defend against the power of SK in that bot lane play, and the tower falls at the end of it all.
Damn, no one picking up that local goal there, I think, on the turret, but still, either way, Rahel bought so much time. The fact that no one, though, was around to defend Nako on this becomes a bit of a disaster because they get the kill, just barely, I will say as well. But it's what happens after. It's Rahel's movement. It's how much he forces the enemy to invest. Hylissang forced to use his flash for the Q, misses the ultimate, and then Rahel with the arcane shift over the ultimate, forcing Lincus to flash in as well. He made this enemy use so many tools to try and kill him.
Loopy might be dead here. Doesn't have the flash. Did have it, but Chain of Corruption enough to lock him down. Isma on the Drake as well, as Vitality just want more of the action. They have the numbers advantage as well because Genax is in the top side and Nako is in mid. Genax does have TP. Isma should be able to jump out of the back of the pit. Nako now on Rahel, who remember has no flash. Knocked into the wall, but is not quite enough to take down the Ezreal as of yet. The Drake begun again by Vitality. They will secure their second of the game.
Yeah, but it is traded on the top side. They get another turret this time around for Genax, so it's not like they're not getting anything. And once again, really nice movement
as backup, and because of that, Genax just respecting the fact that he's outnumbered on the bot side of the map right now.
Once again, harsh but true. But this time around, SK is not really in a position where they can trade this to anything. So really nice from Vitality. They found a window to at least take down a turret here, and they're not getting much. They're getting some variety. Let's see what happens.
Isma's riding the Herald through the mid lane here. Kazi dodging to the side to avoid his Edge of Night being procced by that Herald charge. Tower will take about 90% of his HP, but currently still stands. Genax has TP, Rika's pushing through bot and has teleport as well.
Yeah, but just from Chayak's positioning here, he doesn't have TP himself, so it looks like they just want to kind of try and cross-map here. You can already see Hylissang, Lincus moving into the enemy blue side. They want to punish Genax on the weak side.
That's the weakness we talked about with SK trying to keep the tempo of the game up. They lost the first 2 Drakes. It's really hard to force Vitality into fights unless Hylissang just space checks. Because they don't need to fight. Vitality can wait it out. They can get 3 items on their AD carry, 3 items on their mid laner, and then be in a strong position to fight you later.
Yeah, and I love that you're talking about items. In Mere Masters when he won that, and now he's back in the LEC and he's still struggling again. Might even be caught out by Hilly, or is Hilly the one getting caught?
He flashes away from the Glacial Prism. Loopy flashing for the Cocoon. Stand beside me, used by Hylissang, but now he's being chased down, and once again, it's Hilly overextending and dying. Nako's TPing in behind, though, as SK look to collapse on top of him.
Ooh, when they see that, he's flying in and he's out of there.
Lincus eats a Mystic shot. Nako should be able to retreat. Genex will pick up those blood petals. The Artican, a possibility here for SK. They do have a man advantage.
Oh, no,
Kazi having to flash away as well from Isma. Chain of Corruption going down. Chayek forced away by Rika. Kazi now dead as well. The bot lane doomed to death together. SK find 2, and now the Artican in their eyes.
Chayek's resetting. He does have TP. Lince's still around. He's trying to come around from a flank position, but it's already warded out in that tri-bush, and now the resistance is getting
cocoon. Loopy's been on point with these cocoons. Lince is forced away. Not quite still at a third HP. Isma dashing away as well. Lince is going for the chase, but Loopy puts the cocoon back down, hits Hilly. Rika trying to put some damage down from the side. No ultimate for Naknako now, nor for Kazi. Glacial Prism going out onto Chayek, Unbreakable out from Hylissang. Isma still dodging in, dodging back, doing some damage himself. Janax takes a chunk from Naknako. As Vitality now on the right side of the health bars. Hilly though down to a third himself. Janax being forced away by Naknako. Isma looking to jump out of the back of the Dragon Pit. Rahel can't quite land the Mystic shots, and with Janax so low, it looks like Vitality have been able to fend off SK at this turn.
That's huge for Vitality. That's going to put them on soul point. Resets are going to come through. I don't think Vitality is feeling as desperate to need to start this Artican, but just that moment right there, we've seen started going Grasp just because it's Grasp.
It just works so well. Vitality do have control over the top side though. You can see SK's invested so much in getting control over that blue side jungle, over that bot side jungle. The Vitality immediately can start off the Baron. Janax is coming across. It looks like SK know that this is happening. Hilly going to put the Glacial Fissure down. Janax has a good flank position. 4,000 on the Baron right now. 3,000.
Oh, great!
And it just can't get close enough. The barrel enough to distract. Vitality starting to retreat. Isma looking for the Glacial Prison. It goes between the uprights somehow. Chain of Corruption for the root for the slow. Loopy goes up, comes down. Vitality get out with the...
But this is where the scale should tip in their favor, because before you had a hard time making these proactive plays because it was easy for SK to get priority in the lanes and make the move first. Now you have Baron, that should be easier. Naknako.
He doesn't have flash, so he has to dodge away from everything. Loopy on the back line. Naknako with a Seeker's Arm Guard. Loopy already dead as Linces takes him down. The Cyclone coming out, knocks up Rika as well. They're still trying to kill Naknako,
he's alive.
And they just can't do it. Naknako survives. SK pay for it with 2 of their lives. Meanwhile, Chayek's just pushing in bot with the Baron empowered double cannon minions. Another tower to them. Kazi will take mid-tier 1, and the gold explodes in Vitality's favor.
And you said it yourself, all it took for Vitality to get a lead this game. Really? Are we really taking this fight? I feel like they're just going to go. I'm just going to continue talking. What you said is all it was going to take was one fight for Vitality to drive it home. They found that one fight, and I will say you saw 2 things there. Loopy, how squishy he is on the Elise, was immediately blown up by Linces, but also the value of Hilly's and Sprong there, keeping Naknako alive, fantastic positioning, and really good tack on the Cocoon, but not that reliable. And you're playing against a full-fledged team fight composition. The moment one of you gets tacked to run down, you're going to have a rough time. And Kazi is doing a great job himself as forcing them away.
Yeah, Loopy's half-life before he can ever get close to a fight. Genex is going to be able to get a tier 2 in the bot lane. True Shot Barrage coming out, trying to clear out some of these minions. Hylissang down at half HP as well. Will be caught in that Chaos Storm. Glacial Prism going down as well, but Hilly will just come back with a false life. Chayek able to take the tower and take a kill alongside it. A false life exchanged for a real one. His inhibitor tower in the bot side does fall as well. Genex able to secure that one, but the inhibitor forfeit for it as Vitality crack open the base of SK.
Yeah, and I mean, 30 seconds.
And he's got Mikhails in case he does get caught.
I mean, it's really, the odds are stacked against SK here.
TP coming in as well by Vitality. Isma looking for the steal. You have to feel this will be the final nail in the coffin if Vitality were able to secure this soul. Loopy stepping forward, but really the Elise wants to be sneakier than this. Hylissang with the Unbreakable. Genex has managed to sneak behind, but he's on vision.
Oh my god,
Isma, look at him, he's a third HP before anything really begins here. Mikhail's on Chayek. Mountain Soul secured, and they're just swept away by the Cyclone, a Typhoon, ripping through SK. Genex caught out as well, as 3 already. There's a super minion pushing into the base as well. Isma dashing forward, but Chayek puts him in his place. Only Loopy left alive. And Vitality, arachnophobes to the last, trying to take him down, trying to squash the bug under their feet. Kazi and Naknako pushing into the base. Hilly chasing Loopy away alongside Linces and Chayek. They want the ace. They want to close it out. And Loopy goes up and then's going to go 6 feet under. Loopy dies. An ace for Vitality. The minions pushing into the base. And this should be over.
Yeah, the Itsy Bitsy Spider not having the best of time. Kazi and Naknako had ready. It was a dire early game, I think it's fair to say, but Vitality, their team fighting, remain vigilant.
from draft through to the team fights. Vitality's composition just coming out on top. Hilly, one last death for the road as Vitality secure their second win of winter.
And
Gauge that the Leon is going for.
But it does mean one of the last supports up and available. Something that can roam as well and play through the skirmishing of G2.
Playoffs. Surely this is the time they were able to take it in finals. Surely this is the time we can take it into season finals, but they couldn't find success. Now they're looking for success in the dive.
Well, the dive is going to be a level 1 Broken Blade. He flashes away. Shielded Duran locks him down. Twisted advance. It's easy as that. Skumon getting bullied by Oscarinen, but a great re-engage from Lebrov. Damage done onto the Jace. He gets ignited as well. He has to flash over the wall, but Skumon hits him. Wind becomes lightning, and Oscar becomes dead.
I think he misclicked the blast code, so he wasn't able to get it. Now the TP back in.
Yeah, the problem is Broken Blade is still level 1. He needs that minion in front to die.
The push there from Humanoid to actually move over. So, yep, he gets it, moves back. Good trade from Caps, but now Mickey's in the area.
Yeah, Caps might be dead. Hello, old friend. Shielded Duran. That's easy as anything. Yeah. Humanoid even gets the kill. Caps, the TP, then the death. Not having a good early game.
Yeah, great roam from Mickey, knowing, hey, look, Upset's going to be fine in this lane.
Again, they've already got the flash out. They know there's no TP. Broken Blade dies here. It's going to be a disaster. They're waiting to balance. There's a Nature's Grasp and a setup from Q, a twisted advance, and that's all that Fnatic need to do. Big kill again. Absolute disaster is up in top. Oscarinen, he has his TP if things go wrong, but let's see first if it goes right. He's buying time. He goes into hammer form, gets the resistances, but Wind becomes lightning, almost getting the slow down as Lebrov. You talk about good juggling. Lebrov there, perfect with his time.
Big trade on the bottom side. This is the dive that we were just talking about. I think Oscarinen has to be so careful here.
It's Dominus, it's Oscar level 4. I love that you mentioned it because Skumon, as you said, it's in, it's easy, and it's easily done.
Great timing and like good setup from Broken Blade. Takes the trade, makes sure he hits level 6 B range for Ansama there, which works out fantastically for them. And as well, being able to get that plate to Upset in a decent spot. This is just to try and push the wave. That's all it is, I think.
Also get the cleanse. It's going to turn into a kill at this rate as Lebrov is getting shielded. But Mickey, that's your old team now, brother. You're not on G2.
That was
a bit of a mistake. And with what's happening here with Oscar, remember, level 6 on Jace, what does it mean? Yakety sacks, that's right. Hammer form resistance, Broken Blade, he's not tanking up. It's Skumon, but under turret with the knock-up as well. Here comes the combo, and Broken Blade's out. Instant flash, good balancing, and with that summoner as well, BB in a fantastic position, Dragon still being taken, but G2 are going to convert and move down as Abscond of Duck doesn't miss. Caps is running out of mana, note the bar as Hansama also running low as Dragon is going to go. It's Fnatic who pick it up, but now running out is a different task. The poke on the Razork is enough to glide away from Humanoid as Abscond of Duck into Upset is good. And finally we see Humanoid's first ult of the game, but it does nothing except send G2 away.
Humanoid was
on the weak side, who is consistently just left in that isolated lane for now. There's Caps in the middle of the river. Razork's found him. Twisted advance. It's a Bramble smash down. There's a phase rush to follow. There's a Humanoid to cover. There's Caps to send out the soldiers. The flash away, but everyone's on him as Upset. Yoink! My kill!
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
Guess what? Oscar's gonna die again. Why? Because Fnatic deem it so. He's gonna walk past the turret and Noxus will see fit how to deal with him. Kill over to Broken Blade, and this is the trade. Turret does go down for Fnatic though, and Oscar's starting to get less and less gold. G2 kick it off, and Razork sits in the back of Rush. Oscarinen has pushed with Humanoid in the bot side. They'll put a fake turret up, but it's all about this contest with Nature's Grasp up and available. Broken Blade will have to start thinking about a TP soon as he clears the wave. Nature's Grasp for Nature's Grasp. Caps uses his own, and a good stolen as Upset's damage on the True Shot Barrage is big. Now with the TP though, G2 have the fight. Upset is Sentir! Razork buys time. Skumon doing the same, but a flash away because Upset still hit from afar. Now the range, the poke comes into frame. Mickey Zenith Blade is out, but in the end, it's still a shutdown. Upset finally, the Socceroo to get nothing. In the end, he gets a kill. That's one, but Fnatic walk away after losing Dragon. They almost get G2.
They're trying to make sure that G2 are fully gone back. Doesn't quite connect with the accelerated shock blast, but now Upset onto bot.
Fnatic are now looking to trade because mid is getting threatened. Skumon is going to shadow this. Upset's coming in. Solar Flare just ignored. Mickey jumps on his old 80 carry. Flash and cleanse away. True Shot Barrage this time dodged. As Upset's damage, nothing to scowl at. I don't know what that word is. Frown? Scrowl at.
Frown?
Yeah, stride break at this game because very committal engage from Fnatic. Once they're in, they don't really find their way back out. Turret does go down to minions in the end. That was Broken Blade's handiwork, and with the extra attack speed that comes from Stride Breaker, you can see how he does. This game wouldn't have been great because your AD is long range or it's a sins out. So that sounds absolutely rubbish as Herald, hey! Love it, Nature's Grasp.
That was
onto one. True Shot Barrage onto one. Fnatic are not done.
But they got enough, so Fnatic have to run away.
Mickey is now drawing out this engage. Caps teleported in front of 3 people. Caps this game is having a stinker. Mickey's gonna die. Now, 2 old G2 members are dead. Well, one of them old, one of them also just older.
Well, one old Fnatic member is dead and one old G2 member is dead. That helps. Yeah, they're on.
Very good. I also just called Caps old unintentionally as the Fnatic start off the Atakan. Surprise, surprise, it's voracious. Surprise, surprise. Mid versus support right now. Fnatic have a lead.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to try and approach this. You've no ult on Han Sama, which leaves him very vulnerable. Humanoid still has that ultimate too.
Broken Blade's just getting weaved by this poke from Fnatic. True Shot
50-50 in this?
Hurts a lot. I think we are. Skumon once win becomes lightning. Rob goes in, but Razork buffers. Oh, the twisted advances have been so clean, man. He dodges damage. He dodges death. And I don't think you're dodging this if you Skumon right into melee. Upsets Ezreal clean as ever. And Fnatic are starting to believe.
I think they really get that last little bit of an execute, but there was nothing left in the tank. And Skumon goes down with the ship.
It's so clean as we come back to live and Mickey's engaged again. Up against the wall, Caps. He's been isolated in the lanes and he's just dead. Dagda, I don't remember the last time I said that, like, Caps is just losing consistently.
Well, I think Fnatic have done a good job of focusing him, right? Like, they've consistently He's now down 2 levels to Humanoid, has had no real impact in the game. And even though it was Oscarinin that was focused down, he's slowly started to creep up that gold lead. He's even now with Broken Blade, not that far behind in the experience. And G2 just haven't really been able to punish in the way that they were hoping.
They really haven't. Now with Nature's Grass, they're looking for the next objective, which is naturally the mid lane turret. 3 versus 3 in mid.
Oh,
Mickey wants to dive this. The damage is upsetting.
That's a scroll if I've ever seen.
Pun intended as Fnatic continue channeling down mid. Now Humanoid is here. Bit of standing gold on the map. There's an outer in top.
He's trying to
through mid and top
behind,
as well.
But he's spotted there by Razork. So yeah, the poke is just too much. And in theory, you want to set a poke composition behind, but trying to play this scomp that G2 has into all of that disengage is so tough. Mickey gonna get a little bit of a love tap from Skumon.
This is going to go further than the love tap, maybe 200 gold for the taking. 1 withdrawal, Broken Blade with Dominus. They want some more. Caps a Solar Flare, gets a perfect stun. Now Razork's in trouble as well. Twisted advance again. He tries to isolate and get out, but the Bramble Smash this time won't be enough as another withdrawal. Upset tries to get a damage and a trade on the side. And they do just take down the Atakan buff.
So it is 400 gold. You do lose bot tower for it though, which isn't ideal, but I think as G2, you're kind of happy to just get members off the map for a little bit so you can start running away the entire time because of the ultimates. Like, they're not actually getting damage, but the ult usage from Razork has been spectacular as we got to the mid game, because all he's done is force G2 back and bought the space they needed. BB, though, is on the flank.
He's going to try something because G2 are going to throw a hammer into the works at 5k with a lead. Fnatic obviously favored as Oscarinen's the target, but Caps doesn't land anything. Mickey does so, and with Baron down now, it's just G2 falling to the ground. The one-man zero ulti, you'd say, yes, that's great from Caps. They're all onto Upset. You'd say even better for G2, but Fnatic are still too far ahead. And even if Upset dies, the humanoid mid survives.
It was so close. Lebrov and Caps got the kill onto Upset, but it just wasn't enough. Fnatic had too much in the tank, and now they're marching down the mid lane.
They are indeed. The death time is at 25, and G2, I mean, they're normally the ones that win it out. G2 are normally the favored. We showed you the head-to-head record at the start. But Fnatic, as they work on the Nexus turrets, they know the death timers are in their back pocket. 10 seconds on Caps, another Nexus turret as they run back in. It feels like Fnatic used to look up at the stars, wondering about their place, but now they should look down and look at the dirt because they've drawn their line in.
Jup with Giant X go 4-on-1 and set themselves up nicely coming in towards the final week and looking towards those playoffs. But I think for Rogue, it's really about kind of
to get that flash.
Yeah, now though, Targamas is going to get cut off, so Malrang, level 4, level 2 Leona late to the party, and Kana might be the one left holding the bill.
Arctic Assault over, just set out for Flail, and with the Permafrost and Rel, how easy's that first blood? As Targamas shows up a little bit late here, And KC, I mean,
that he's in a much better spot. So once again, when Khan and Adam start to meet up against each other, it favors Adam and a potential all-in that regard with Malrang.
the big bonus for KC right now is the fact that Yike's getting solo experience around the Dragon and will be picking up this first objective. Grub's being started though.
One grub. We're kind of happy. Maybe we get a second one here with the smite. And yeah, should be able to get it.
I feel like calling them grapes now. That's great.
And Patrick?
Patrick is dead? Question mark? He's dead! Kana flashes on his face. Now, Kana should be dead in return, right? Now that the flash is gone, it's a good sidestep, but yeah, with Sejuani here, it's just that easy. KC going to turn into a brawl as we look towards mid, but maybe we should look towards top. Chaos Storm, but not Chaos Storm. And in the end, I like the chances of Rogue as Adam gets a TP and flashes straight in. The feet of warfare. Those are some good-looking feet.
He's trying to run everywhere on the map, but it means now he's a sitting duck when Rogue comes to find him.
And look at live now as well. The flail's out once more. There's good damage, but Kana survives. Gets a little bit of trade back onto Adam. Actually, a really nice burst that comes through as well. While the setup for the bot dive, Kalist is level 6. He has the Whirling Death and doesn't even need to use it. Comes out late, maybe execute. It's gonna be executed. Kalist with a cash in and then some. Once again, 2 days in a row, the Draven.
5v5. And the tower can be traded on the bottom side, but you're giving over potentially 5 grubs to Adam, which is never going to spell well. So Rogue trying to now force this, but they do need to be a little careful they don't take the poke, because that's kind of where KC, a lot of their help will come from off of Vladdy.
How short range are they as well, right? Like, we're now seeing it in fruition, so even though numbers look good as Adam has now moved towards mid, and as we said, you know, Kana can't join in with the TP, they're still trying to poke them down. KC ignoring grubs for now. Rogue finding 4, or rather it's going to be 5. So the grub trade is no trade at all. 5 grubs to 1 is what KC have as in turn. Engages beautiful. The Shattering Strike can follow through the Fate's Call as well. Yike gets out, but for how long? Patrick's picked up the first kill of this little charade. As KC now come in, look for more. But they're setting up all for this starting Dragon, which would be Dragon number 2 of the game. KC picked up the first one, and there you go. Talk about proactivity. He's executed in, but he's getting bursted down. Kalist is a serious problem. Needs to be dealt with, but a Whirling Death helps up with Yike. And Yike helps up with Kalist as Dragon begins.
He kind of chased Larson down the lane, so Larson couldn't actually TP in. He's now going to do just that, though, and I don't think it's been spotted here. Darkness is dead. No, he's not. Maybe?
It may be. I mean, you're right. Larson's just going to one-shot him. It's gone to Duck out of range. Gravity Field gets him. Larson didn't think he needed the flash. Maybe he should have just committed it. He has ult too.
Topside though, they're collapsing on towards Kana. He doesn't realize it.
Oh, he might just have to die for it. I think he does. And he does get the first turret of the game. So KC picking up a feat while Kana's running for his life. This Jace, not sure how far he can go as onto Adam, the flash for flash. Malrun captures him as Yike is over the wall to help out. Wind becomes lightning and he stabs him. He swirls a bit. Adam decides to spin himself. So Kana will die, but Yike wants a trade. Stunned up, permafrost. I'm seeing a bop, a whop, and now a little bit more on top. Shut down by Yike. He goes in, he gets a knock up. And as Malrun comes back down, I think he's tanky enough, but a big jewel will favor the Xin Zhao as a smite, a slow, a Q, and the Talons strike him down. And Targamas missed, but he gets the ignite. Okay. I genuinely think this guy is red hot.
Well, he needs to try and do that once again. Stepping in here, 3-0 in the Draven, but can he try and carry this fight? KC trying to set up Vladdy a little bit pushed out. Execute has a good position. No real vision for KC.
Larson stolen the Crescent Guard, 2.5k HP, and there's a steal. How did Yike get it? Solar Flare stops Rogue as well. Targamas done a good job, and they've actually picked off the pieces. How? First of all, Yike. Second of all, Kalist. Third, Kana's damage, and the execute.
Like, this man is insane.
He is also him.
It's just, it feels like, again, like there was so many eyes on Yike coming out of last year. You're like, well, you're on G2, mate. So obviously you look good, right? But Yike has really impressed and shown what leading this team literally from the forefront here as he starts to go in, gets the smite.
Oh my God.
And is able to do so much again. Even the knockback, the Crescent Guard there, interrupts, executes the crash down. And now Targamas wants to kill Adam.
I mean, now it's a 5k gold lead after that fight, and now after the TP, it's going to be more. Adam is going to counter-strike, but you know he's dead. Stand beside is only going to thrive for a little bit. Vladdy gets a kill on Adam. Kana defends mid. There is no counterplay here from Rogue. They're committing teleport to the top because they know they need gold on this map, Dagda. But KC just kept taking it all. And with Herald as well, it's just suddenly not the Rogue game anymore. It's not the Rogue show.
No, it's Rogue who are actually going to try and go for the tier 1 on top, but KC looking at tier 2 on bot lane. 25 seconds until Dragon Kana.
Malrung wants an ulti, but it's on cooldown, so he runs into Fog of War. He's tanky enough for now, but that ulti is going to have to buy him time eventually, but will he be dead before it does? Kana says yes, as top is the focus, but you can see bot is getting taken in inner.
Adam in the area, but you've already committed a lot here on Rogue to trying to push back KC, and it looks like instead they're overloading the top side, but Kana aware that this is probably the vulnerable part of the map, so rightfully backs off.
What can Rogue get right now? Dragon's going to go down to KC.
Brush off an old hard drive that has this.
Yes.
And then try and make it happen, but KC, back in this game, going to be taking Atakan without much contest here. Again, poke, relatively good.
Kalista's soloing it.
Yeah, he's got the lifesteal on it, and he actually can't poke. Like, he's the one member here that doesn't need to be part of this formation. So like, cool, we just take it right from underneath your nose.
Atakan, and now we win the fight, don't we? Because KC run in, and even if they die here, it won't matter, but Larsen's going to die first. Electric field from Vladdy. Like the eel that slithers on Summoner's Rift. You don't know where it is because I haven't spotted it to you as KC run up this lane. Yes, Adam's going to get an inner, but I think the base is going to be torn apart by KC.
Especially with the Rift Herald as well. Like, that wasn't used, so now they're going to start to focus this down. Adam going to reset, but yeah, I think they should get another charge off here.
Why don't we end, says KC, and they're going to go for the Nexus turret. Malrun gets poked, Execute gets poked. Nexus turret number 1 is going to drop. Yike flashes away, but the GA is still available. Targamas jumps in, but you know what? They're not going to be popped. KC are going to end here.
Holy
21 minutes. Execute with a great engage, but Draven will one-shot you. Fate's call, an open Nexus, and they're playing to end the game. KC are getting low, and even if they withdraw here, it doesn't matter, because Rogue, as they get blown apart, as Kana dies in the end, that Nexus is bare, and you know it's only a separate time. Or no, never mind, because he's dead. Adam in the ground, and they'll just go up mid this time. The defense coming from Larsen and bot to make sure that super minion wave doesn't give free access for KC, but it'll still be like a 25-minute game.
This is incredibly impressive from KC. It has been aggression from the get-go, and look, you have champions that spike really well off of 2 items, but I don't think that's even the talking point. It's just the entire thing is gone awry for Rogue, and they're just kind of hoping they can slink into the darkness without getting caught by KC.
This is one of those games that's really hard to find MVP. You have plays from Karmine, you have Yike steals. You have Vladdy, who just played a great game of League of Legends, pretty standardized. And Kalista and Targamas, who once again are firing on all cylinders. This duo still looking really good.
Just a reminder, there is a bare Nexus, so those super creeps that are...
Seri, how would anyone know that's a quote that's just words?
It's also in Dodgeball for way more of a famous reason. So it has, but anyway, we'll move on from it as we start to look towards the rest of the map. Baron is going to spawn in a sec. Dragon has been successfully secured. I don't really know how Rogue are supposed to do much here.
Okay, Baron's up. Let's have a go. Rogue need a miracle steal. They're 10k gold behind, and you know, Kalist is soloing another objective again because BT Draven doesn't really die unless he spends enough time in here. He's going to need some help eventually as the draw-in's not there. He spams his classic emote as Larsen's flank could be mind-breaking, but as the TP comes through, now they're going to come in and just win the fight anyway. Larsen, a good attempt, but Kalist once again just breaking bones. And Execute, no, but a Malrang flash, yes, as Yike slows them all down, and Rogue have just been sandwiched once again. Yike destroys Adam on the back end, and with Targamas' help, this will be the game. 26 minutes. Pick a lane, any lane, and KC will end.
Great stuff from KC. Rogue, again, showing that they are very, very strong when it comes towards lane swaps. But unfortunately for them, just don't really know what to do after that stage of the game.
The Nexus turrets are back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do we have to? Thank you. We get to bring up the 3 minutes. Woo! Beautiful.
They are back.
Yeah.
But Adam is still dead.
Oh. Is Kalista?
Yeah, I mean, that was almost a kill by Kana, by the way. But Kalista, he's just going to heal up. He looks low, but it doesn't matter. He sent out the ulti again. It's a 4 versus 5. And even though the Nexus turrets are back, even though you can't see a health bar, because for some reason Spectate just hasn't dealt with that yet, they're going to be targeted. They're going to die. I'm going to tell you the health bar right now.
Do you know what? I think these turrets are ghosts of their children's past.
They are the ghosts of children's past. And I'll give you another one, Dagda. It's not possible, but it is necessary for KC to run Rogue into the ground. 23, 24 kills. And Larson and Malrang will watch this end. Those turrets are dead, by the way. As we end this, KC, an absolute stomp. This is one of the best teams in the LEC, and they let Rogue know. But I'm excited because Alvaro syncing up with Elyoya has been something that we've kind of been talking about. We've been talking a lot about support jungle synergy, and I think it's really important when we've had these lane swaps now with Glacial Prison available. Probably looks for the clear and then thinks about what he can do with this dragon bot that Dagda was talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where Movistar KOI are putting the resources, because Alvaro did kind of sneak in to clear out vision, but doesn't establish any vision for Dragon. You've got Super open at top.
Jojo, is it a mistake? The soul was unsealed, unfaded, and Chaos Storm is now unleashed, and Paris is tanking up. Fate Sealed is great, though! Jojo thought he was in trouble, but the ambulance for the other side, or rather the objective setup for the feats. BDS want it badly. They want this fight.
Movistar KOI are getting control of the waves, though, which is kind of the more important thing, because now Jojo gets the roam down from top. And they're just controlling this area really well, because if you imagine the big Stranglethorns right in this area here, it's going to be near impossible for BDS to really contest that. So Movistar KOI just playing with Elyoya in a perfect position here. So 113 needs to really hit with the ult.
They're setting up. The ult is hit, and Alvaro's squishy enough. There's the Stranglethorns, as you talked about. The ulti dodge, though. Alvaro's not dead yet. BDS want to charge forward as Irrelevant's ult has now popped out. But remember, BDS's comp don't have that much damage. They've used everything. But no mana bar on ice, and Jojo is now full health.
And Mbess is on the way, so everything used by BDS, and now Movistar KOI want to see if they can fight back.
Jojo gets tagged out. Alvaro thinks about the engage, but he's got nothing up and available. Flip back as Mirwin's ready to come in. There's the ultimate, the Magnet Storm in from the Rel. And remember, BDS, like I said, they haven't scaled yet, Dagda. So their damage kind of falling a bit as KOI now move in, and they're going to take 5 grubs.
I didn't quite see. I need to rewatch. Looks like Paris got interrupted there as he went for the engage.
Yeah, okay. Fantastic.
Technically Canada as well, because it's red and white.
No, but yeah, wrong area. It's the color of Spain. And KOI, color as well. I'm sure there's got to be some brown in there. That's Dragon.
Okay.
Mountain Dragon.
Okay, yeah.
You looked at me weird. It's getting late. To be fair, the games haven't gone as long as yesterday. I think yesterday the games were going very long. I mean, we had a pause, but apart from that, things going okay. As Jojo into Nuke, it's starting to get a bit heavy here as Paris is waiting. Jojo wants a ward, finds it, sees everyone in there, still walks forward because his team's on the way, but he went early. BDS just slap him as Mirwin wants a public execution onto Ice. He finds it, really well done. That's a lot of damage and cleans up the kill. That makes it even for KOI as they're going to open up mid with those 5 grubs. Turrets drop like flies.
Yeah, Relevant going to be able to get on out of there, but they're trying to trade it for bot lane turret at the moment. It's just a case of how far Movistar KOI want to go for this.
They're going to make it a dive, but into Cassante. Solar Flare, is it enough? Yes, Stranglethorns make it so. The juggle is also good. Elyoya takes the last hit, takes another one, unfortunately, because the plants are in action, but an inner turret mid broken down. Great siege from KOI.
And this makes it so difficult for BDS to try to defend these outer turrets as well, because you just shove in mid.
It with Solar Flare almost up and available again.
Yeah, but again, that control is perfect. And it's so difficult for BDS to really contest, because again, the Stranglethorns from Elyoya is so perfect. The ultimate from Jojo Pyun just to follow over the top. Like, these small entrances into River are really difficult to deal with.
Gone.
It's gone.
It's a trade of turret. They finally get the outer turret for BDS. Bit of gold back. But the Herald, it can be used for this outer and top, outer and bot. Can be used to threaten the important. 113 has wasted about a minute. He's still here. He's still here. Nuke is far away. I actually
like this, though. Like, genuinely, because look at Jojo. He thinks he's completely safe because all the vision that they've set up on this top side, it doesn't matter.
Is it buffered? Is it buffered? No, it's not. Jojo unseals his soul once again. This long con play, surely it's going to work out. A Nuke flashes to make it so. So, Dagda, you're right. You liked it because in the end, it was well fought.
Well, the thing was, there was a ton of vision that was set up in this top side, right? They had here covered, here covered, here covered, and then also the one in River. Now, it did get cleared out at the end. Reset, try and move his way into that bottom wave, which is starting to collect. But Movistar KOI, again, this is kind of the problem you have when this mid lane turret goes down. Because look, we have to try and catch right now as Ice. You're so far back, which means that then this entire line just becomes controlled by Movistar KOI. It makes it impossible to move up over towards the... thank you. I appreciate that. It makes it very difficult to move up to defend the tower.
And that's KOI right now. Happy as Larry that they can move their vision in. Voracious. Good one. But yeah, I mean, this is why, as early as these turrets have gone down, it just enables vision galore. Now KOI move. They move Jojo to the Dragon. They'll get number 2 of the Drake. And with Atakan supporting top as well, that's our next look. So it's been a slow burner. But for KOI, it's not like we're talking about outscaling in the air because...
Incredible banana drawn by Jojo.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a legendary combo. Only Xiaohu was known for that last year. Well, he wasn't the only one, but you know what I mean. That's a big ulti. Stranglethorn's just sent out. El Yoya, the charge has already come through as well. Inner turret burned. KOI running forward onto 113. Mirwan's here, but he's going to be the target. Magnet Stormy flashes away from True Shot Barrage, pokes them as irrelevant. He went in, but now he went... They do some damage, but maybe not enough to start thinking about this objective. As Jojo now foregoing bottom side. He's through mid. He wants a Fate Sealed. Nuke flashes away from double ulti. Jojo still gets some good poke damage off. There's 113 with the permafrost. The setup of the ulti is Paris is the poke out target. He's ignited down, but Jojo flashing forward just out of range. Now he's into Chaos Storm. Now he's blown up. BDS get a pick and they get a reset for Ice. But Mirwan, he's back into the fray and he's pretty tanky. He'll just keep Drake hounding it up. Dragos would be proud as Mirwan continues to rap battle with this Ambessa.
There is so many carries on Movistar KOI. You flip one down and one immediately takes his place. Jojo falls, but Mirwan gets blast coned in on towards Irrelevant. He picks him off, and now they're going to be able to turn over towards Atakan and pick that one off as well.
This will go down pretty quick as well, thanks to Zyra too. So it just keeps happening. It just keeps being KOI's game to lose, and it's just so simple, isn't it? Start if I've ever seen one. Look at the plants. Oh my God, it's Professor Sprout's herbology. Ulti used. The plants are just going to take this before BDS are even aware about the health bar. Yep, Baron down, Alvaro zones, and BDS were here to try and play the rest of the fight. Jojo thinks about an angle yet again, but even though the permafrost was set up with the Glacial Prison, you look at Mirwan who gets a public execution in the back line. Nuke, dead first, 1-1-3. What's his scoreline, I wonder? Because he's going to die yet again. Put the 3 in the middle as KOI run down top. They've got 2 dead on the enemy side for 40 seconds. And this one just feels even more over.
They still have to wait for the wave. You can see Supa escorting that one in on the top side. Wave just about to crash. And I think that tower is going to crash along with it.
Ice is trying. He's going to try and wave clear this, but feels like you also need the Victor. KOI also still have the Atakan buff for another 30, 40 seconds, I'd like to say, as Mirwan jumps forward. Remember, they can die. They can just int this because it won't matter. Alvaro runs in and looking for the stun. He's going to die eventually, but it is a trade because Ice is now dead. Mirwan gets some damage on the back burner as well as BDS managed to defend for now. It feels pretty close to real right now. Third dragon to be taken. It is actually 1-3-2, by the way. Shame. There's no 1 assist.
So close.
So close. Well, the last 2 games have been kind of stompy.
Yeah, a little bit.
KC, I mean, at least Rogue's early game was, I think, quite competitive. But, you know, this game, like, BDS haven't been able to hold a candle, really.
Did GB and Jack Spectra's bet ever get made public? I can't remember. Or games last longer than last minute? Because I'm really curious. Because this is still quite stompy, but it's still 27 minutes.
True.
Most games have been over 30 minutes, so...
We don't see, like, the 20-minute games very often. A little bit in the LPL, but, again, not watching enough of the LCK, I feel, so... Not sure if that's the case there, but yeah, it does feel so much longer, doesn't it? More objectives to fight over. You'd think the game would end quicker, but it is snowbally at the very least. Irrelevant just getting poked out. I mean, what do you say at this point? Mirwan just jumped in to 5 people. You know what? Why not? True Shot Barrage, Nuke, lucky to be alive. Irrelevant, the same could be said. It will still be a double inhibitor, even though Mirwan just decided to try and end it himself.
he had an idea.
Yep.
May not have been the best of ideas, but I'm sure there was one behind that. As Movistar KOI, yeah, like you said, it's all 3 nibs down. They're going to play it nice and slow. 30 seconds until Mirwan can TP back in, and they just overrun them with minions. Ooh.
Flash, Jojo still hit. He might be in trouble here. The Yone surviving for now. Irrelevant gets the flip back, but look at El Yoya's damage. With the poke from Super in back, it doesn't matter. They can be a man down. They're still so far ahead as Irrelevant is just trying to buy time for the game to go on, but Super's not going to let him while that chase comes down. The Stranglethorns gets a knock up. Death Rocket would be good, but Nuke flashed in to get nothing. Jojo takes him out clean with Elyoya's support of the plants.
Super's just still going. Finally gets the tank, and now Mirren's finally back up, so they will be able to TP in just shy of 30 minutes. Looks like Movistar KOI have it.
They'll move up alongside KC, alongside GIANTX, alongside Fnatic. About day 2, week 2, it looks like our top teams are being cemented. It looks like BDS ain't what they used to be. They'll get sent to the fountain, and now with the Bear Nexus, Movistar KOI, your fans have something to be rewarded for. Their undying loyalty of last year, how close you got. It looks like you're getting close again to the top of the table as you move to 4-1.